The question here is what is the difference between Nirvikalpa Samadhi and Jagrut-Sushupti? We hear many terminologies, Nirvikalpa Samadhi and Jagrut-Sushupti. Vikalpa means imagination or thought. Nirvikalpa means no thought, no imagination. Kalpa means imagination. Vikalpa means an imagination which is not in tune with reality. Our mind keeps on oscillating between the past and the future. Memories of the past and imagination of the future. The mind coming to the present moment, free from the thoughts of past or future, is one sign of Nirvikalpa Samadhi. One sign. It's not the only sign. Then also, we have a understanding, a wrong understanding, which is called Vikalpa. I am the body, I am the mind, I am the intellect. I am Brahman. That understanding is not there in the mind, which is deluded by ignorance, avidya. Another meaning of Nirvikalpa Samadhi is becoming free from the delusion. No kalpa, vikalpa. No wrong imagination. Means right understanding. I told two meanings. One is mind coming to the present moment, not in the past, not in the future. Coming to the present moment and getting absorbed in the presence, which is the self. That is the first meaning of Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Second meaning of Nirvikalpa Samadhi is becoming free from the idea, I am the body, I am the mind, I am the intellect, and getting absorbed in the self. The mind is absorbed with the self, which is not body, not the mind, not intellect, Brahman. Mind becoming one with the Brahman. Which means the mind becoming one with Brahman is a state of thoughtlessness and no imagination, no wrong imagination. This is the second meaning of this is another meaning of Nirvikalpa Samadhi. The third meaning of Samadhi is Samadhi. Di means buddhi, intellect. The intellect getting completely balanced, staying in a state of balance, is called Samadhi. Intellect is imbalanced. Intellect is imbalanced. By what? Intellect is guided by Sakshi. Intellect derives the power from Sakshi in the form of Chidabhasa. But intellect gets influenced by the Ahankara, ego. Ego is always about the past or future. Ego cannot survive in the present moment. In the presence, ego dissolves. Ego derives identity from past and projects the identity into future. So this is what we call as a state of imbalance. When the intellect comes to a state of balance, That means intellect is not influenced by ego. Intellect is under the direct influence, direct guidance of Sakshi. Equanimity is sets in. That's also called Samadhi. So Nirvikalpa Samadhi is state of deep absorption of the mind. Mind is absorbed in Brahman. Mind is absorbed in the self. Where subject-object duality is gone, either temporarily or permanently. If it goes temporarily, it's called Kevala Nirvikalpa. Kevala means temporary, for short duration. This happens in meditation. Many times we enter into a state of thoughtlessness. Suddenly we realize we wake up. So you can visualize this is more like a sleep-like state. In sleep, we are not aware of time. We are not aware of space. The space and time are not there because mind is dormant. The mind creates projects a space, time, and body creates a space. The mind and body are dormant in deep sleep. In samadhi also, the mind becomes dormant. We lose a sense of time. Suddenly we become alert. It's not that we are sleeping. Mind is absorbed in the self. This can happen. This example of this, we can see somebody is intensely engaged in some activity. The mind is absorbed in the activity. Maybe what is of interest to you, some hobby. Something which really deep interest is there. The mind is absorbed. Then suddenly you realize, oh, time has passed. The passage of time is gone because thought is time. When you are absorbed in activity, you lose a sense of time. So that's also an example of samadhi. In sleep, we lose a sense of time and space. Sleep is unconscious samadhi. Samadhi is conscious sleep in one way. Consciously, you are absorbed in self or Brahman. The mind is absorbed in self or Brahman. If it is absorbed temporarily, it's called Kevala Nirvikalpa. If it is absorbed fully, ignorance is gone, it's called Sahaja Nirvikalpa. The two terminologies. Kevala means temporary. So Samadhi, Nirvikalpa Samadhi can happen in two ways. A yogic Samadhi and Jnana Samadhi. In yogic Samadhi, somebody can attain Samadhi through certain breath control because breath is mind. Mind and breath go together. Certain breath control, you can attain a yogic Samadhi. A yogic Samadhi also you can attain through focusing on a mantra, through focusing on a japa, through focusing on a object, through focusing on a symbol. Also you can enter into Samadhi. It's called yogic Samadhi. Yoga means there's a two, an object or a mantra. I get absorbed in that. A Jnana Samadhi happens by constantly contemplating the Vedic teaching. I am Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi. The mind gets absorbed in the Brahman. It's called Jnana Samadhi. Yoga Samadhi is possible. Jnana Samadhi is possible. In Samadhi is characterized by, a Nirvikalpa Samadhi is characterized by a deep state of absorption of the mind. Mind is absorbed. There is no, you may lose a sense of time and space, and you may lose a sense of external awareness. The sound may happen, some noise may be there, all those things, you may lose a sense of external activities. That's what happens in deep sleep. In deep sleep, there may be some music playing, TV playing, you don't know, you are lost. In Samadhi, Nirvikalpa Samadhi, because of the state of absorption of the mind, the external influences, external noise, you're not aware. The mind is completely absorbed. The Vikalpa means subject-object duality, which is illusion, is temporarily suspended in Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Then it's called Keval Nirvikalpa. In deep sleep also, the subject-object duality is suspended. The subject-object duality, which is not real, which is imagination, that is suspended in deep sleep also. Deep sleep is this unconsciously. In Samadhi, consciously, you are conscious. Like Samadhi, person sits in a straight position. He doesn't fall off. In sleep, the body falls off. Body cannot sit straight. Samadhi, body is sitting straight. The spinal cord is straight. It is like a sleep state. But there is a sense of I am is there. I am means awareness is there. Space, time, surrounding sounds, objects are not there. The mind is completely internalized and absorbed. This we call as Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So let me give an example of how it happens in Jnana Samadhi, Jnana Nirvikalpa. In Yogic Nirvikalpa, you take a prana in certain way, it goes to a certain center, you may enter into a state of Samadhi through Hatha Yoga or Raja Yoga or a mantra japa, a constant recitation of the mantra, or focus on a yantra, object, you can enter into Samadhi. In Jnana, you heard Shravana, Manana, and Nididhyasa. The Vedanta teaching you heard. Jnana Samadhi involves 3 stages. Rupanuvid Savikalpa, Shabdanuvid Savikalpa, and Nirvikalpa. So what happens in Jnana Samadhi, you're trying to hold on to a thought called Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman. In Rupanuvid Savikalpa, you'll still take a support of an object. Some object you take support. Which is that object? It can be breath, dharana. Mind becomes concentrated, focused on the breath or body sensation. Then you distinguish what is changing and what is unchanging. The breath is changing, but the observer of breath, I am the unchanging. I am not changing. So that's where you distinguish and hold on to a thought. Rupanuvid means you are holding on to a form. Form is a sensation of the body or a breath. It's a form. Breath means breath touching the nose. Then you are distinguishing what is changing, what is not changing. Breath is changing, I am unchanging. Body sensation is changing, but I am unchanging. So the distinction is made. And hold on to reality called I am Sakshi. So now what happens? Thoughts will come. Thoughts are product of ego. Ego brings the past thoughts. It brings the imagination of future. It brings us I am the body, thoughts also comes. So a discrimination developed, Nitya Anitya Viveka, Atma Anatma Viveka, developed through Shravana and Manana. You apply now logic to understand and discriminate. These are all Mithya. Thoughts coming, all this Mithya. Atma or Sakshi which is unchanging reality, is my nature. So hold on to a thought called Sakshi. This is called Rupan with Savikalpa. In the process, what will happen? You are not removing thoughts. Thoughts will come and disappear. You are not giving importance to thoughts. So the attitude of Sakshi is who cares. Thoughts come, go. Past thoughts, future thoughts. Ego thought also. I am the body thought also. Sakshi is who cares. Just witness. So gradually thoughts will reduce in the mind because you are not giving attention to the thoughts. You are witnessing thoughts, but you are not giving attention and strength to thoughts. The moment you give strength to thoughts, the moment you say I am the body, you'll get drifted into some thought. The moment you say I am a woman, you'll get drifted into some thoughts. The moment you say I am Sakshi, you are not drifting into the thoughts. So next stage is Shabdan with Savikalpa. I am Sakshi. What is the nature of Sakshi? Sakshi is I am Sakshi, I am witness in the waking state, in the dream state, deep sleep state. I am unchanging reality. Sakshi is not identified or attached to any thought. The waking state appears, disappears. Dream state appears, disappears. Deep sleep appears, disappears. But Sakshi is not disturbed. Sakshi is unchanging. That's why Sakshi is called Asangoham. In Brahmadnanavali Mala, Asangoham, Asangoham, I am unattached. So, you remember Vedantic teaching told in Brahmadnanavali Mala, applied here now. So then, hold on to understanding I am Brahman, Sakshi is Brahman. And whatever I am observing, the Saksham is Vidya, unreal. So now this thought becomes deeper and deeper. Whatever thought you are holding, because you are now convinced, it's not just a thought with a conviction. So thought with a conviction, see, there is a concept that I am holding on to thought. Still the ego is there. In the mind, I am holding on. So that's called ego is there. In the conscious mind, the thought is, I am holding on to thought, ego is there. Then you may drift, it may come back. You may go and come back. You may not be able to hold on to the thought. That's called Savikalpa. Means with the effort you are holding. Effort is there when the ego is there. When the ego is not there, there's no effort. For example, you have some thought. Okay, you want to remember some name. However hard you try, you can't remember the name because ego cannot access the subconscious. But you will, after some time, the name will come to surface as consciousness. There's no ego involved now. From subconscious, it comes to conscious. Similarly, you have a thought. Okay, oh, my job, worried about job. The worried about job goes on deep inside. Then you don't have to consciously hold on. The worry thought will keep on repeating in the mind. Thought of worry. There's no ego there. Right? So a thought without requiring a support of ego, which is running in subconscious. Okay. Now, if the thought is Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman, which doesn't require a constant holding with the ego, but it has gone deeper into subconscious, which runs by itself. Such a thought is called Nirvikalpa. Now we are not holding onto a thought consciously. It has sunk deeper into your consciousness, subconscious. Now you don't need to put an effort there. As long as you have to put effort there, it's called Savikalpa. Without effort, the thought will go on in your background. It's not multiple thought. The one thought, I am Brahman. Then after some time, I am Brahman thought becomes so deep that you don't need a thought also.
What is that understanding?
From thought?
Now it has become understanding. Not
Yeah, thought has gone deep into subconscious. It is internalized. We can call it understanding. No, understanding is happening in the conscious level. Thought has become a part of your subconscious and unconscious mind. Now you don't need to hold on to it consciously. So, for example, I am a woman. You don't have to hold a thought that I am a woman. I am a woman is already deep gone into your deep into consciousness. You don't need to hold on. It's already sunk into your consciousness. Similarly, I am Brahman also sinks into consciousness. That time it's called Nirvikalpa. There's no support required now. There's no support. That I am Brahman thought is called Brahmakar Vritti. Brahmakar Vritti is required until the thought becomes deep enough. After that, Brahmakar Vritti, the thought is not required. So, like I am woman thought you don't need. It has already gone deep into you. Brahmakar Vritti, I am Brahman thought is no longer required now. The thought is also dropped. That stage is called Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Okay, now Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Samadhi is a state of temporary state. Like waking state, dream state, deep sleep state. Samadhi is temporary. You will come back from Samadhi. So, maybe sometimes repeated Samadhi. What happened in Samadhi? I am Brahman thought is opposed by some subconscious impressions. Subconscious impression will come. I am man, I am woman. But within Vedantic logic, Nitya Anitya Viveka, Atma Anatma Viveka, you still hold on to Sakshi, then I am Brahman. Then you get established in that. This is called Nididhyasa. Okay. So now, what happens in that state? The mind becomes very silent because there are no more thoughts in the consciously. It has gone deep in subconscious. You don't have to keep on repeating it. Like, for example, you don't have to hold on to thought called I am woman or I am a man. There's no interfering thought, opposing thought. It's already gone deep. So when I am Brahman thought sinks deep, there's a sense, there's a deep peace or happiness is there. That happiness is peace, is a reflection of Atma in the mind. Mind has become silent. It's called Chidabhasi. Mind has become silent because there are no thoughts. A reflection is there. That's a called blissful state. It's called Samadhi Sukha. Samadhi Sukha also is called Parashanti, supreme peace. Supreme peace is experienced. But supreme peace is a reflected peace, reflected consciousness. Then many people spend many years in Samadhi without understanding the bliss of Samadhi is a reflected bliss. My nature is Atma, they don't realize. My nature is Atma, who I am Sachidananda. So they get attract more of Samadhi Sukha. Jnana has not come. They'll keep on repeating Nirvikalpa Samadhi, either yogic or Jnana. The inner peace of Samadhi is temporary. As long as you're in Samadhi, it is there. But my nature, Atmananda, is not temporary. The bliss of self cannot be experienced because there's no duality there. When you experience Samadhi Sukha, there's no duality, there's an experience which is temporary. The temporary experience is called Samadhi Sukha. The Samadhi Sukha, people who without understanding I am Atma, my nature is Ananda, because they have the distinction of the Nitya Anitya Viveka, Atma Anatma Viveka has not clearly come in, they keep on repeating Samadhi. Longer and longer time they want to spend in Samadhi. So this is the meaning of Nirvikalpa Samadhi.
You can't say that it's a temporary glimpse of mind, actually.
The mind, the question is the temporary glimpse of my nature. So the mind cannot glimpse the self. The mind has to merge with the self. So the mind cannot get a glimpse. The word glimpse means, is it glimpse of my state? The glimpse means there's a duality. The mind having a glimpse. I have a glimpse of that book. So the mind cannot reach Atma or Brahman. Mind can merge with the Atma or Brahman in a state of silence. The silent state of mind reflects the bliss of the self. That's called Samadhi Sukha. If the mind becomes no mind, or the ignorance has gone, mind is permanently merged with the self. So that is state called no mind. Now, as long as the mind is, as long as you don't realize the no mind state, ignorance is not gone, the samadhi is temporary. It's called kevala samadhi, kevala nirvikalpa. When the ignorance is gone, it becomes sahaja nirvikalpa or jnana.
It is only Sajastiti.
It's called sahaja sthiti. This I have explained through the process of nirvikalpa samadhi. Are you clear? So now we'll go to next question, or the subsequent to this question. What is Jagrut-Sushupti?
Stage is Nirvikalpa, second is Kevala Nirvikalpa, third is Sajastiti.
So whatever Nirvikalpa Samadhi I've said, to make it to a sort of stages. They are not very stage. I can't say they are stages. Nididhyasa, the word Nididhyasa means abiding in self. When you abide in the self, it's called Nididhyasa. So Nididhyasa is called, the whole process is called Nididhyasa. The whole process is called Nididhyasa. Nididhyasa goes through Rupan with Savikalpa, Shabdan with Savikalpa, and Nirvikalpa. Nirvikalpa is temporary initially. It's called Keval Nirvikalpa. When Nirvikalpa becomes permanent, it becomes Sahaja Nirvikalpa. Then you can operate in the world in the Nirvikalpa state because the ego thought is gone. So for many people, it requires a repeated Nirvikalpa Samadhi practice and proper jnana before they get into Sahaja Nirvikalpa. Are we clear? So then, next part 2 of the question, what is the difference between Nirvikalpa Samadhi and Jagrut-Sushupti? Jagrut-Sushupti is the state of fully alertness, awareness, like you are in the waking state. You are aware of surroundings, you are aware of sound, you are aware of thoughts. In Nirvikalpa Samadhi, you are absorbed. All other awareness goes. Nirvikalpa Samadhi is example. Somebody is watching a cricket match. Then outside milkman is ringing a bell. You can't even hear that. Your mind is absorbed to the exclusion of everything. That's in this. That's how Nirvikalpa Samadhi happens. It's like a deep sleep, a quantum sleep. Whereas, what we call as Jagrut-Sushupti is fully aware state, fully wakeful state, where sound, touch, smell, all these are there. But you are not affected by that. For example, let's say a temple bell is ringing outside. A person in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, we won't even hear that temple bell. Whereas a person in Jagrut-Sushupti, where Ramana Maharshi says, waking sleep, he is aware of the bell ringing. He is aware of subtle sounds and sensations which is there. He is fully aware and alert like a waking state. It's called Jagrata. Then other part is called Sushupti, means sleep. The sleep state is characterized by no thoughts. Sushupti is always thoughts are not there in Sushupti, in deep sleep. But thoughts have not disappeared. Thoughts in Sushupti have gone to a dormant condition, unmanifest condition. They'll manifest again in Sushupti after come out of deep sleep. In Samadhi also, thoughts will become dormant. Finally, one thought called Aham Brahmasmi will go deep in Samadhi, in Nirvikalpa Samadhi. In Jagrut-Sushupti, you don't focus on one thing. In Samadhi, you focus on a thought. You hold on to a thought. Concentration is initially involved. That's called dhyana, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. Dharana means you're holding on to some thought, japa, mantra, yantra. Then it becomes dhyana, one-pointed focus. Then it becomes absorption. Whereas in Jagrut-Sushupti, there's no holding on to an object, thought, or a mantra. Simply, thoughts will come, disappear. You are in a state of witnessing. They appear and disappear. There'll be a sound outside, but you are not bothered because you are the self. You are the Atma. Atma has nothing to do with what's happening in the Vyavahara. Transaction. So here, when the sounds are appearing, the thoughts are appearing, you witness them without identifying with them. You are not trying to get anything in Sahaja. You are not trying to become anything, get anything. You know, I am the Atma. I am the awareness. Thoughts appear and disappear. You are not bothered because you are not achieving anything. Not listen carefully. You are not trying to achieve anything in Jagrut-Sushupti. It's called Summaniru. Be quiet. In that be quietness, you are not trying to become something, not doing anything, not becoming anything, not seeking anything, because you are already Brahman. You are Brahman. Brahman is, the nature of Brahman is already in sleep, is non-dual. Then whatever duality appearing, sound, touch, smell, taste, or form, thoughts, it's mithya, unreal. So you are staying as the self or Brahman without getting affected by anything happening. So in the process of what happens, this is called Summaniru. Just be. Just be without doing anything. Not doing anything, not seeking anything. Now what will happen to in this state? Gradually thoughts will come down. Thoughts of past and future will come down because you are not giving attention, you are not trying to achieve anything. You are not seeking anything. Whereas in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, you are holding on, I am Brahman. Here you are not even holding anything. You are not trying to seek anything. You are just relaxing. Thoughts come, sound comes. They are in Vyavahara. Everything happening in Vyavahara is mithya, unreal. So what will happen when you don't give attention to that? The mind will become very silent. In Jagrut-Sushupti, thoughts may appear. Ego thought also may appear. Ego thought also appears. But all are objects appearing in consciousness. The objects are not real. You don't even identify the ego thought. When you identify ego thought only, you want to become something. You want to get a bliss also. Here, there's no identification of the ego thought also. So then what will happen? I'm saying, this is called Jagrut-Sushupti. It's a practice. Initially, it's a practice, then it becomes natural. So Jagrut-Sushupti practice, you sit, Summaniru, not doing anything, not seeking anything, not becoming anything, not even seeking bliss, just be. Then gradually what happens, because you don't give any raga or dvesha, attraction or repulsion, the thoughts, mind will, chitta will get emptied out. There's nothing which will be recorded in chitta as impression further. Whatever is there will just come out and disappear. So then what will happen to you? The state of practice becomes sahaja or natural. In the waking state also, in any state, you can be in a sahaja sthiti, unaffected by anything happening. So there's no sense of duality. The no mind state is there. No mind is, no ignorance is there because you are already Brahman. The ego thought is just mithya. Thoughts can come and go. You are not even trying to remove the thoughts also. You are just there naturally. By itself, thoughts will reduce. Thoughts reduced state is equal to sleep. A blissful state, equal to. So what you do in the waking state, you realize I am blissful. It's called Sushupti. And I am awake, called Jagrata. That's called Jagrata Sushupti, a two-in-one state. In Samadhi or deep sleep, there's no external awareness. Here, external awareness is there. All the appearances are mithya. Brahman alone, Satya. That reality is there. Not trying to achieve something, not becoming something, just be. And be relaxed. So to give you a state of awake awareness here, I give an example. Somebody is standing in a room full of snakes. Room is full of snakes, all poison snakes. Any snake can come and bite you. Then what will happen to him? He'll be fully alert. He cannot be afford to be non-alert. And what thoughts will be there? Will he have thoughts of what will I do tomorrow? What will I do? What is yesterday? Nothing, no thoughts will be there. He alertly, attentively is just watching.
Being alert is opposite of relaxation.
Being alert is not opposite of relaxation. Alert is relaxation. But when you hold on to a thought, this is a state of stress. Fully alert state, thoughts are not there. They'll disappear. When you are alert, thoughts are not there. But when you are alert, but holding on to thought, then a state of stress will develop. A alert state is fully aware state. It's called Jagrata. If you're fully alert, the thoughts will not be there. That's why Ramana Maharshi gives an example. A person comes into the room, a thief comes into the room, when you are not alert. When you are alert and aware, the intruder called thoughts will not come into your mind. So this is called Jagrut-Sushupti. Jagrut-Sushupti initially is a practice, but it leads to sahaja sthiti. A jnani can work, interact with the world in sahaja sthiti, so that he doesn't have to withdraw from the world. He can be fully active in the world. Whatever thoughts are required for that moment will appear. Whatever unnecessary thoughts, they don't appear. It's called sahaja sthiti. Any questions?
The Sushupti Brahmins understood. All the
I'm saying Jagrut-Sushupti, we are calling it Jagrut-Sushupti because he will practice for some time.
Like Nirvikalpa, if you practice, it becomes Rajasthiti. Jagrut-Sushupti, if you practice, it becomes
Nirvikalpa Samadhi, you practice for some time, it will become Sahaja Nirvikalpa. Jagrut-Sushupti, you practice for some time or whatever time, it becomes Sahaja Sthiti, natural state. So, in difference between Nirvikalpa and Jagrut-Sushupti, Nirvikalpa, you're holding on to a thought, you're holding on to an object, holding on to a mantra.
Mind is
What did I say? Nirvikalpa goes through 3 stages. Shabdanvit, Rupanvit, finally it's drop. In Sahajasthiti, you're Sumanir. You're not trying to hold on to something, trying to do anything. Just be. Because you are clear that I am Brahman. Brahman has nothing to do with anything. So this is called Jagrut-Sushupti. I told the difference between Nirvikalpa and Jagrut-Sushupti. Anybody has a question on Zoom? This is my understanding, okay? This is my understanding of Nirvikalpa and Jagrut-Sushupti. So, Samadhi means, in other words, absorption in reality. Jagrut-Sushupti means abiding in the reality. There's nothing to be absorbed because you are the reality. Anybody any questions on Zoom? Satyavati, Kubalan, Shravan.
Hari Om, questions illa. But you told lastly when you are alert and the thief, when you are alert and awake or aware, thief barala andrala. That relating that to this Jagrut-Sushupti is very nice.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, Kubalan.
Hari Om Guruji.
Hari Om.
Guruji, when we have to, if we relate these states of Nirvikalpa, Sahaja Samadhi into the brain activity, like if you are in Jagrut-Sushupti, it's the beta waves. So if you are in
Jagrut-Sushupti,
not
okay.
Jagrut, if you're in Jagrat, it's the beta waves, correct?
No,
which is more
waking
outwardly
state
moved.
is beta waves where a lot of thoughts.
Yeah, lots of thoughts.
But in Sahajasthiti, Gnani, thoughts are very less.
Yes.
So it can be in Samadhi state while practicing, it can be theta, or Gnani can work when work fully interact with the world, he can be gamma.
Gamma, yeah. So
Gamma state, not even beta.
Gamma state. Not even beta, yeah. So no, when I was relating to that is the fourth stage where it is where normal, not a Jnani level, but when we start at the Jagrut-Sushupti, Jagrat, Swapna, and then it all goes beta, theta, and then the last one is gamma with the state of super consciousness. This is where the Jnani is when we know Jagrut-Sushupti, correct?
Gamma is in the waking state. Mind is very silent.
Very silent.
Brain is synchronized. It can be gamma. Not
Gamma.
necessarily also, but that can happen.
That can happen. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
So any other questions? If there are no questions, I'll close this question. So to summarize, to attain Nirvikalpa Samadhi, prana or mind, a combination of prana and mind is used to focus and absorb in the self to the exclusion of other things. In Jagrut-Sushupti, you will not hold on to anything, you are not attempting anything, you sit in your natural state, is pure awareness, without trying to hold on to anything, without trying to do anything. Is the distinction clear?
And also we call it as
Yeah, initially it's called Jagrut-Sushupti practice, but it becomes Sahaja Samadhi, natural. So, in terms of brain waves, Jagrata Avastha is a beta brain wave, focus concentration is alpha wave, Samadhi or deep absorption is called theta wave. Sahaja Samadhi, beta waves are not there, means a lot of thoughts are not there, mind is become silent. Okay, it will be like alpha, or theta in the waking state. It could be gamma also. Gamma means high frequency, where you're so alert, fully alert, no thoughts, and fully focused. So this is state of a Jnani. Okay. So with that, we'll close this question. I'll take up the next question. Shravan, you have any questions? Uma, Shravan?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay. So next question.